the PS has asked that I go to Mombasa with my drugs. I carried them and I'll be injected in Mombasa. He said, but you can inject yourself.
Huh? What?
I'm like, what?
I thought you would complain.
I thought you would complain. I thought he was going to say,
you can't go.
And I kid you not, but this board member was upset. And he said, what is wrong with this management? Whose pigs are you letting roam around the refinery?
No way.
Yes.
How do you allow a pig to kill somebody?
How do you allow a pig to kill somebody?
Welcome back. The conversation with Catherine Musakali continues and is getting better and better. Catherine,
yes,
tell us about your work in the energy sector. I know you have done quite a lot there on policy development and support and all that. Tell us.
Okay. Yeah. So remember, I was head of legal for Shell. And as part of that role, I was then nominated by the industry to represent it in the drafting of the Energy Act that was later, replaced. And so we started drafting the Energy Act. If you remember the work ethic of P.S. Nyoike,
yeah.
He was an early riser, and by the way, he lived in Thika.
Huh?
But by 5 a.m., P.S. Nyoike would be in his office.
In Nairobi?
In Nairobi.
What?
He would work up to about 9 o'clock p.m. and then go back
to Thika.
That man worked.
So he never slept, literally.
He never slept, literally. So we drafted the Energy Act, and then he said to me, he said to us, I want you guys to go to Mombasa so that you finish this act and bring it back so that we can take it to Parliament. As fate would have it, I fell ill. And the doctor put me on injectables. So I said to P.S. Nyoike, I can't join the team because I'm sick. He said, but you can go to Mombasa and be treated there. Then I said to him, okay, I'm on injectables. He said, it's okay. The hotel you're going to go to will have a doctor who can come in and inject you.
That's not an excuse.
That's not an excuse. And I wondered, I mean, there are other people in the team. Why don't they just go? No, he's like, Catherine, this act is not being completed without you.
You are going.
You're going. So I went to my husband and I told him, okay, he's a medical doctor. He's a surgeon. I said, the PS has asked that I go to Mombasa with my drugs. I carried them and I'll be injected in Mombasa. He said, but you can inject yourself.
Huh? What?
I'm like, what?
I thought you would complain.
I thought he would complain. I thought he was going to say,
you can't go.
I thought he was going to say, let me go and see the PS.
And explain.
He's like, you can inject yourself. I'm like, okay. He said, okay. Tomorrow, when your injection time comes, I'm coming to teach you.
I'll show you how to do it. Huh?
So he actually showed me how to inject myself on my thighs.
Oh,
on my thighs.
I was getting a bit scared. I'm thinking, need a hook.
Thankfully.
I was going to wonder, how do you do it? So I remember a story about our medical clinic in Tattoo, where I grew up.
Yes.
So we had an Italian nurse called Sister Cajerina. And you know, the old women will not believe they'll be cured until they have gotten an injection. That one. Behind.
And you know, those injections of those days, they were not like the ones of these days.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have to be boiling them before you use them.
Yeah, they used to use water to boil to sanitize them.
So it was real steel.
Yeah, and it was very painful. Okay, continue.
So he taught me how to inject myself, and off we went to Mombasa.
Yeah.
And daily I would religiously inject myself and go on with the meetings, and we finished the act.
And it was tabled.
It was tabled in Parliament, and it was passed.
That's amazing.
So following that, then I started working with PIEA, Petroleum Institute of East Africa, representing again my employer.
Your employer, yeah.
On that board. After leaving the oil industry, I have decided to remain an individual member of PIEA.
So you continue being a member now?
So I continue being a member now.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about generalization versus creating an expertise. Because you see, I think a lot of us just set off for the basic minimum. And say, well, I have my LLB, I'm good, I'm a lawyer. But you move from that and then you created for yourself a specialization and an expertise. Now, anyone who mentions governance, Catherine, top of mind.
Yes.
ESG, and you know that ESG has become a big space for everybody, all institutions, governments, and everyone. So tell us about the importance of creating that expertise, that specialization in our careers.
First and foremost, if you're going or you want to become an expert, you better love that which you want to become an expert
Have a passion.
Have a passion for it. I will tell you, Mary, I can go to bed. In fact, one day I did that, and I need to tell you that story. I can go to bed at 3 a.m. doing governance.
Yes.
And I can wake up at 7 a.m. feeling refreshed because governance just energizes me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you want to become an expert in something, love it.
First.
Because without that love, without that passion for it, you will not go for it.
You can't make the sacrifices required
You can't.
to do it right.
But the important thing, and as you say, moving from a generalist to a specialist, if you're going to build your profile, start by being known in something. That thing which you're passionate about. Build your capacity and your ability in that particular area so that you become a subject matter expert. That way, people will look for you for that special thing. But let me speak a little bit about the role of the board and expertise. When we sit on the boards, we should now become generalists as opposed to specialists. Why? Assume for 1 minute, Mary, that you're a specialist in HR.
Yes.
And the board on which you're sitting has a HR specialist who is not a board member, but a member of management.
Yes.
What are you likely to do? It will be you versus them, you versus them. And you become so focused on HR matters, you actually forget the rest.
Everything else.
So as a board member, despite the fact that you have an expertise and a special skill in a particular area, when you sit on the board, you become a generalist.
Yes.
You have to know a bit of everything, and you focus on that.
Yeah, so you understand, first of all, the industry that the business operates in. You understand the company, the business itself.
And how it makes its money.
And how the value drivers, what puts coins down that till. And then, of course, now you have to understand all the areas of business.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if it was a bank, you know, a bit of operations, a bit of HR, a bit of IT, a bit of strategy, a bit of macros, marketing, customer, everything. I totally agree with you.
You know, let me tell you a story. When I was the company secretary of KPRL, remember Shell had shares in KPRL, Kenya Petroleum Refineries.
Refineries, yeah.
The importance of understanding the business, that's what I want to emphasize on. So as company secretary, one of your key roles is to make sure that your board members are inducted.
Yes.
And they understand the business.
The business very well.
Right?
Yeah.
So there is this board member who was nominated by government to represent government on the board. And I chased him for an induction forever. He was not available for an induction. He was like, why are you looking for me, young girl?
Are you going to teach me?
What are you going to teach me? I said, I just want you to, understand the refinery and everything. He never made himself available. So as fate would have it, something very unfortunate happened in the refinery and we lost a man. What happened is there is something called a pig within the oil industry, and what happens is there are pipes or pipelines, if you may, that will, you use them to push petroleum products into a tank. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not like now you have regular, you have super, you have V-Power, whatever you have. It's not like you'll have all those lines. You'll just have one line.
It's just one with everything together.
It's one line, so you pass one product, and then you introduce something called a pig. A pig is something which is like a metallic thing that is introduced into the pipe at very high pressure. So it completely clears the line. Completely clears the line so that you can pass another product without contaminating the second product. So it's like you pass milk.
So after you pass one, you clean and then pass the other
pass the other one.
Okay. Nice.
So something unfortunate happened and the pig escaped and literally plastered a man on the wall because it's high pressure. So it just plastered him, unfortunately, and he passed away. So we come to the board and we are saying there is this unfortunate incident which happened.
You're asking why, how,
yes.
And what
so
should
we
do?
are putting our report to the board. And I kid you not, but this board member was upset. And he said, what is wrong with this management? Whose pigs are you letting roam around the refinery?
No way!
Yes.
How do you allow a pig to kill somebody?
How do you allow a pig to kill somebody? So in his mind,
it's a literal pig.
Of a four-legged
pig. And
Our
everybody
pig.
else understands
Yes.
what pig in petroleum circles means.
Perfectly well. So when you get into it, please
You
understand.
get yourself. Don't embarrass yourself. Wow.
Don't ask pig-like questions.
Oh, no, that joke will make me just laugh at midnight tonight when I'm turning.
Don't ask pig-like questions.
How do you let the pig?
As a board member, understand your business.
Understand, that's
the
very
acronyms.
critical. Yes,
In
and what
fact,
they mean.
and that's a good one.
Yeah.
When I joined Kenya Airways, of course, I was also one of those who was learning the aviation industry because it also has very many acronyms and whatever.
Yes.
For every board member joining, we gave them the list of acronyms.
Yes.
This is what
Pig means. And please read them.
Please read them.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's amazing. Now, you need now to just recap, because I also get asked these questions quite a lot by both men and women. The board membership discussion. What do I need to do to become a board member or to join a board? So how do you answer that question?